Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy and today we're going to be talking about Teaching Textbooks 4.0, and I'm really excited about this video because it's my favorite math curriculum. But before I get into the video, make sure that you hit the like and the subscribe button because it really does help me and my channel out. So we're going to take a little bit of a different approach to this year because I want to talk more about why teaching textbooks actually works for my family. Last year I showed you kind of a demo type of 3.0, and this year we're going to talk more about the math curriculum itself and why this works so well for my family and I. Okay, so Teaching Textbooks 4.0. Let's talk a little bit about what Teaching Textbooks is if you're brand new to it. It is a math curriculum that is all online, and that's great because there's no textbooks taking up room in your small homeschool space if you're like me and you just don't have that much space. So it is an online math curriculum that starts around 3rd grade and goes all the way through 12th. And I have a 5th grader and a 9th grader this coming school year, and I will have one on level 9 and I'll have one on level 6. So you can test your kids into this, and there are online tests where you can go in and make sure that they test on whatever level they're on, and then you can start them on that. I highly suggest testing your kids around 2nd grade to see if they're ready yet. We did Math UC up until we were ready to go into teaching textbooks. So kindergarten through 3rd grade, we did Math UC. I highly recommend Math UC as a math program up until then because I know I'm going to be asked, and that Math UC was great all the way up to where they tested into math or into teaching textbooks. So here's a look at the brand new Teaching Textbooks 4.0 and what you can do as a parent inside of this. So you can see how long you have in your course left. You can scroll down and look at all the lessons inside and view each one. So you can see my child got one problem wrong in this one, and I can see even if he viewed the hint or if he needed a second chance or if he needed to view the solution, I can see absolutely everything in here. And then I can go in and see if I want to change this or not, or if I want to have him do it again, or I can just leave it. Now, the grade book is one of the best parts of teaching textbooks because you can actually see the overall course average there up at the top. You can delete answers, you can delete lessons, you can delete whole lessons and have them do everything over again. There's so many things that you can do inside of this teaching textbooks area. Now, inside of the student area, this is where your child will log in. There's all kinds of things for them to do inside of here. So here is a quick look at the lesson area where they can scroll through their little lesson book, and we can look right inside of one of the lessons here. And this is the area where they're going to actually explain the problem to the child. And then you can see up here that there is a hint if they need it. And that's really super helpful for a lot of kids, especially if they're struggling with a certain area. Now, there's also all kinds of areas for here where you can actually play back the lesson. So you can hear the lesson again, you can hear them explain it, you can hear them read the question out loud, and you can move on to the next questions with the controls at the bottom. Now, up at the top, there's all kinds of things to customize the area. So these are the wallpapers that are right here where these are actually the backgrounds where your child can actually make a little custom area for themselves, and my kids love using these and they change out these all the time. Now here are the buddies where these are little animated avatars that help your child and give them hints and give them positive reinforcement throughout their lessons, and they can change them however many times they want. And here's the scratch pad where they can actually work on their problems. And then they can go back and watch any lecture that they need to, which is really helpful just in case they forget something. They can always go back and watch another lesson that they may have seen before. Now, a couple comments from my kids that I want to put out there. My 14-year-old and my 10-year-old both said the same thing, that one of their favorite things about teaching textbooks is that they don't feel like they forget past lessons because teaching textbooks, when they introduce a new lesson, they also put a couple problems in from the last 3 or 4 lessons back. So they're not brain dumping each time they start a new lesson, they're reviewing as well. So that way when they get to their test, it doesn't feel like, oh no, I think it's been 3 weeks since I've done this type of fraction problem. I don't remember it. They don't have that mental freak out. They already know it, and it's still in their brain to where it's just like the back of their hand. They know it by heart. They know all the formulas, and it's a great tool for that. So we have been using teaching textbooks for about 3 or 4 years now, and it's by far, I think, the best math program I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of math programs as a teacher, and I've seen a lot of math supplements, and I'm going to tell you why why teaching textbooks is better than these supplements and these other programs. And specifically, I'm going to tell you the things that we like about it and why it's working for us. So first, teaching textbooks is minimal, which is one of the things that I really, really enjoy about teaching textbooks, because all I need is a computer. I don't need anything else. I just need my laptop and my kids can go. And I believe that there's even an app now as well. But my kids, when they tried the app and they tried the laptop, they actually preferred the desktop version better than the app. Personal preference, you know, that type of thing. My kids definitely enjoyed the computer, the actual laptop better. So that's what we've been using. So the second thing that I love is that you no longer need an internet connection. Yay! So before, in 3.0, we were streaming. And we live a little bit outside the city limits, and our internet out here is a little patchy. And that sometimes could mean that we don't get to do math because the internet is just too slow. You know, sometimes it just happens that way. Now we don't need it. So now we don't need any internet. Teaching textbooks now has it's a downloadable version. So it's almost like a computer program that you download right from their website, and then it uploads to your computer and you just go. It's super easy to set up, and everything looks exactly the same, other than, you know, it just got a little bit of a facelift. So there's new buddies and new wallpapers and things like that. But it looks very much the same, and you just don't need an internet connection anymore to run it, which I think is fantastic, especially if you are homeschoolers who move around a lot, like RV homeschoolers. There's a lot of you guys out there. This is great for you. So probably the biggest reason why teaching textbooks works for me is because I don't do well with math. I am more of an English major. I do really well with language arts. I do really well with reading and phonics. That's where I excel. But when it comes to math, I kind of freeze, especially anything above a 4th grade level. It's just like over my head. This program works for me because at the beginning of each day, they get a video lesson that breaks down the new concept. And then the greatest thing, when they have a problem, so they'll have like 20 or 25 problems, depending on whatever lesson it is, they will work it out on paper or whatever beside their desk. They'll put in the answer, and if they get the answer wrong, teaching textbooks actually breaks down the problem step by step for the student, which means I don't have to do it. And for me, that is huge, because when I was in school, that was the most frustrating thing. I went to public school. I was not homeschooled myself. The most frustrating thing for me was when I was doing math and I would hand in my homework or I would hand in an assignment. They would mark out the questions that were wrong, but they wouldn't tell me why they were wrong or how to get the correct answer. I would just be told it was wrong, and it was up to me to figure out why. This is not like that. Teaching textbooks is not like that. They will break down the problem for you and show you how to do it. It is so wonderful, and they are one of the only companies that does this. So teaching textbooks is unique because it's the only math program that does all of the grading, gives hints for all of the math problems, has video instructions for each problem, and allows parents to have complete control. And that is so great because sometimes kids make mistakes, especially when they're inputting numbers in on a keypad, like on the computer or on the iPad, whatever your device happens to be. Sometimes, we put in the wrong number and they get the problem wrong. But you, as a parent, are in control of the gradebook, and you can go inside of the gradebook in teaching textbooks, and you can actually mark the question right or wrong, or you can go in and have it undo anything in there, and they can go and do the problem again. It's the same thing with tests too. So let's just say they completely bomb a test, right? Well, instead of doing makeup work, what they can do is you can reset that test and they can take it again. And that for my kids has been so great, and we've utilized that a couple times. Like we've had, you know, sometimes kids just have a bad day. Sometimes kids don't test well. I was not a good test taker. I was fine with assignments, but when it came to testing, I don't know, there's just like this pressure sometimes when you know it's a test, and I just wouldn't do well. So what teaching textbooks has done, it has put parents in complete control. So you are in control of their grades. You can go in and you can manipulate anything you want to, the way that you want to. Another reason why this works for us is because it is so independent. So I can just give my kids the laptop and they can go. And what that does for me is, because they already know how to run the program themselves and do their math themselves, and they don't need me for anything because the video instructions break everything down, and they can see if they get one wrong, they don't have to go, hey mom, can you explain this to me? They can watch the video. What that does is it allows me to work with the other child that's not on the computer at that time, and we can do a read aloud together, or we can do, you know, a different subject together. So I have a good 30 to 45 minutes to work with a different child one-on-one. So that frees me up. And if you're, you know, if you only have one kid, drink some coffee, kick your feet up, and relax for that 30 to 45 minutes because, you know, coffee is life as a homeschool mom. So another thing too is they have discounts for multiple kids. So if you're buying a whole bunch of levels, they actually have discounts for you. So make sure that you look and take advantage of that as well, because that's a great option for you. So one of the things that I want to go over is this is an actual digital course. This is not a subscription. Now there are a lot of subscription type math programs out there that public schoolers use as a supplement, like IXL or Extra Math. Now this is different. So there's a one-time fee with teaching textbooks. This is not a month-to-month thing. So you're gonna actually pay less in the long run for something like that. And that's what makes it so much better, is not only is it cheaper, but you get so much more than you would with those supplemental programs like IXL and Extra Math, because IXL and Extra Math do not break the problems down. And that was one of the issues that we were having. They don't have a video lesson, so they don't tell you how to do it. And there's no way to really get any help with it either. Teaching textbooks, there's help, there's video lessons, there is an actual instruction video at the beginning, and it breaks down every problem. IXL, you're not gonna get that. All you get is, no, this is what the answer is if they get an answer wrong. But it's not gonna show you how to get that answer. And you're gonna be paying at least $9 a month per subject on a program like that, because it's a subscription. However, teaching textbooks is a one-time fee, and it's so much cheaper that way, and you're getting so much more. So you're getting more bang for your buck, and that's why it works so much better for us, is because we're getting so much more, and our kids have a much better understanding of math concepts, and how to work out problems on their own. You also get a 12-month access to this course, and you can pause your subscription. So you can go as fast or as slow as you want, and you don't have to feel that pressure. And if you want to take a break, like say you're going on vacation or something, you can actually pause your subscription. So that is also something to consider, especially if you're year-round homeschoolers like we are. Sometimes we take a little bit longer to go through the course. Sometimes they go through the course quicker. You know, it just depends on the school year. Every school year is different, every kid is different, but we have found that that works really, really well for us, because we don't have to worry about our course running its length. We can actually pause it if we're going to be, you know, take a month off of school or something. Thanks for watching my video, guys. I am so excited for a brand new upcoming school year. Make sure that you enter down below, make sure you're subscribed, and make sure that you go to the link and put in your email address so I can make sure to be able to contact you if you win. Good luck, everybody. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day and happy homeschooling.